Welcome, welcome, welcome. TBW Clips. I am Tyson. Today, Red Lobster. They're closing a lot of stores. Is it the economy or is it something else? Like shrimp. Let's check this clip out.
Red lobster for the seafood lover in you.
In the 80s and 90s, America was that seafood lover.
195.
Known for its ever-evolving deals.
22 delicious new creations.
In 2000, Red Lobster was 16th out of the 500 biggest casual dining chains. But by 2023, cracks formed in the company's shell. Tens of millions of dollars in losses are piling up. Investors are losing their appetites.
Lobster.
And now, the company is in distress and up for sale. So, what went wrong?
Yeah, he said 2023, so the economy is not as good as the White House would make you believe, right? Especially the private sector. A lot of jobs are leaving. Businesses can't keep up with the high costs of operating their businesses, and because of that, companies go out of business. You see the same thing with supermarkets, right? So let's keep going.
Red Lobster was founded by Bill Darden in 1968 with a single seafood restaurant in Lakeland, Florida.
He was really the inventor of casual dining. So casual dining was meant to be, an affordable meal, but a nice meal, like nicer than fast food, something you could take a date. Red Lobster was really an innovator there.
Just 2 years later, Darden sold all of his restaurants to General Mills, the cereal brand. Its goal? To expand Red Lobster's locations and menu.
What makes Red Lobster so popular? Over 30 delicious seafood reasons right on the Red Lobster menu.
By 1984, it had 365 restaurants. And by 1997, it had more than doubled those.
But after all that growth, large.
So a lot of times, business owners, it costs money to expand, right? So a lot of times they'll sell their business to a big corporation, but stay on as like the CEO or something like that and get a percentage. I don't know if that's what happened here, but a lot of business owners do that because now the big guys with the big money can put other locations, right? So you'll lose money at first, then when the restaurants start doing better, then you'll start to gain your money back after you paid it, right? And so a lot of small business owners, they just don't have the capital to just start opening up different restaurants and then wait for their money to come in. So they sell it to the big guy and they do it while they kind of stay on and still make good money, right?
In the 70s and the 80s, by the 1990s and 2000s, Red Lobster was the biggest casual dining seafood chain in the country.
In 2004, the company debuted what would become a customer favorite. Its limited time only endless shrimp deal.
Don't miss the only time of year to enjoy all the shrimp you can eat.
But Red Lobster faced a problem. Seafood is expensive. Just look at this chart. Shrimp prices began to spike in 2013. That year, Red Lobster's revenue plummeted in comparison to another Darden brand, Olive Garden. The next year, Darden sold Red Lobster for $2.1 billion to a private equity firm.
Let's get these dates correct. 2013, who's our president? The economy was stagnated. We were in recovery, but it was called the slowest recovery in American history, right? They couldn't keep up. The money ran out. They had to sell it. Yeah, because the cost of stuff goes up. So the shrimp costs went up, right? So they couldn't.
With the deal, all of Red Lobster's real estate, which it had acquired since the late 1960s, was sold and leased back to the company to fund the total price.
Restaurant leasebacks can be kind of common in restaurants. It's something other chains do. The positive is you get a whole chunk of capital way up front. The negative is there can be consequences down the chain.
In 2020, a group including Red Lobster's longtime seafood supplier Thai Union Group took majority ownership.
Thai Union thought that they were turning things around. Again, they had sent some executives to Red Lobster. They were hoping just to, increase the profile of Red Lobster and get people going there and make it a valuable part of their company and not just a drain.
But in the years that followed, Red Lobster, like many casual dining restaurants, was hit by broader economic factors.
The pandemic.
Widespread labor shortages from the pandemic and higher inflation drove up the cost of labor, eating into profits.
It was much more.
2020, pick right back up. Who's president? Joe Biden. More economic expenses that normally you wouldn't have. High regulations, high cost of food. So normally when you're in a restaurant and you want to do a deal to get people to come in, you would sacrifice money for that particular item. However, you have other items in your store that would make that money back up. Now, I don't think that's what happened here. The shrimp completely dominated and took Red Lobster out. Well, they're still going, but a lot of their stores.
Expensive to get these restaurant employees, and that means their costs ballooned.
And interest rates rose, which drove up the price of its leases.
You're not in control of your destiny.
Interest rates are high.
You own all the restaurants. There's a chance that you're going to have to amend your terms. The prices can fluctuate, and suddenly you're paying a lot more for your real estate than you did.
To combat these losses, Red Lobster needed a hit. In June 2023, the company took a big swing.
Ultimate Endless Shrimp is here with a limited time flavor.
The Dragon Shrimp flavor drop was limited time, but Endless Shrimp at a low price was now a year-round deal.
For just $20 right now, only at Red Lobster.
It was supposed to be a loss leader, which means the deal itself wasn't profitable.
No, you see, the deal was not profitable. So high cost inflation, they have to pay the employees higher prices, higher minimum wage in Democrat areas, California, New York, right? Then you also couple that with inflation, so higher prices for the food that you're trying to sell, which means you make a lower profit or you have to raise the prices. Endless Shrimp, that's a low price, so they're probably losing a bunch of money on this just to gain traffic so people will come and buy other stuff, and that's not what they did. They doubled down on the shrimp, coupled with, so they're losing money on the shrimp, they're losing money on the buildings, all kinds of stuff, on the people that they're paying, regulations sky high, all that coupled together. So you had a terrible economy for the private sector, coupled with bad mistakes as far as deals and stuff like that. So it was a combination of things.
But it would increase foot traffic at a time when diners were choosing to order in. Execs were optimistic.
เรามีความมั่นใจมากยิ่งขึ้นนะครับในการที่จะบริหารจัดการ Red Lobster เนี่ยให้
And it seemed to work. The Endless Shrimp deal brought in 4% more foot traffic for the third quarter, a significant increase. But then, it started working too well.
My goal is to eat 65 shrimps a night. 25 shrimps a night. 45 shrimps a night.
65
Very
shrimp.
conscious of it. The brand made sure that they marketed it both in traditional channels and online, and it got some buzz, but maybe a bit too much buzz.
The Endless Shrimp deal was much more popular than Red Lobster expected. This price was at the heart of the issue.
On this promotion, we don't earn a lot of money at $20. We don't, okay? And this is one of the key reasons for the losses we generate in Q3 23. Okay?
For the third quarter, the company reported an $11 million operating loss.
They'd had something like a $2 million loss the quarter before, but $11 million to have that in the quarter following, I mean, that's just a huge leap.
And sales in 2023 were down 8% from 2022. Today, Red Lobster ranks just 41st on the list of the biggest U.S. restaurant chains. And in January 2024, Thai Union Group announced it would sell Red Lobster.
CEO of Thai Union also said he never wanted to eat lobster again. I mean, I think they were just really fed up with this situation.
In March, the company brought on Jonathan Tybus as CEO, an expert who has led restructuring at brands like Crystal and Kona Grilled.
I don't know for sure what that means for Red Lobster, but it certainly does put it more likely that they'll file for bankruptcy than, say, before his announcement.
Red Lobster did not respond to a request for comment. For the time being, Red Lobster is still offering its endless shrimp deal, but it's bumped up the price to $25.
It should have been at $30, $29.99 endless shrimp if you're going to have it year round. They made a mistake with the price and it cost them. Now it's $25, but you get your endless shrimp. Let's see if you can outdo that one lady who said she's going for 65 shrimps. Absolutely ridiculous. But I digress. So, yeah, this is a economy that we're living in. I don't think the private sector economy is doing very well at all. We've seen several videos of jobs being lost because of policies that are put forth by the Democratic Party, whether by state or federally. Now, federal jobs are doing great. The government just has to spend. We're going to create more jobs. It's easy for the government just to create jobs and start paying people. So we have a 25% increase in government jobs, while the rest of the economy is suffering. Big government, is that what you guys want? Big government running everything? Or do you want the people to take back their power and start running this country again? Now, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. You guys let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree. I appreciate you guys watching, and you guys have a great day.